What if your donated clothes don't actually help, but instead become part of 15 million items flooding Ghana weekly, with a shocking 40% turning instantly into toxic waste? Picture mountains of discarded fast fashion choking landfills and beaches, even trapping endangered sea turtles. Or did you know the luxury perfume you love might hold a darker secret, potentially relying on child labor in Egyptian jasmine fields just so families can survive? These aren't just headlines, they are real-world stories, uncomfortable truths, the dirty secrets hidden behind everyday life. Today, we dive into these powerful narratives, using their complex themes and potent vocabulary to learn English together. It started like any other Tuesday. I was working late, trying to finish a report for my boss. My name is Maya, and I work for a fashion company. Not a famous one, but big enough. I enjoy my job mostly. It helps me practice my English, the real-world language you don't always find in books. But that night, things changed. I found something that felt wrong. It was a series of emails accidentally left open on a shared computer. Emails discussing our supply chains. Not the clean, happy story we tell everyone, the one about ethical practices and sustainability. No, these emails hinted at something else, something hidden. Dirty secrets. The messages spoke about waste. Huge amounts of unsold clothing, garments that never even reached stores. They weren't being recycled like we claimed. The emails used codes, words like alternative disposal and cost reduction. It felt cold. I thought about the stories we read to learn English, stories with a lesson, often about choices and consequences. Was this one of those moments? My mind raced. What did I know about our supply chains, really? We see the glossy pictures, the ads promising transparency. But like many big companies, maybe 85% of the real story was hidden. I thought about the clothes I owned, the cheap tops, the fast fashion. Where did it all come from? And more importantly, where did it go? The emails mentioned places far away, names I barely recognized, talking about managing waste in ways that sounded suspiciously like dumping. It reminded me of stories I'd heard about markets like Cantamanto in Accra, drowning in clothes from the global north. Was my company part of that problem? Contributing to that pollution? Keeping this secret felt heavy, like carrying a physical weight. Research actually shows secrets can feel like that. But this wasn't just any secret. It felt damaging not just to the company's reputation, but to real people, to the environment. There was a clear contradiction between the company's public image and these hidden truths. It felt like a deception. I thought about telling someone. But who? And what would happen? Would I face judgment? Lose my job? In stories, heroes often face difficult choices. They weigh the consequences. But this wasn't a story, this was my life, my survival. My motivation for learning English was partly for this job, for a better future. Revealing this could destroy that. For days, I felt torn. It was like living a double life. At work, I smiled, I participated in meetings, I used my improving English vocabulary. But inside, I carried this knowledge. It affected my relationships, my sleep. I felt like a character in one of those emotional stories, wrestling with guilt and fear. I remembered reading about how keeping secrets for internal reasons, like planning a surprise, can be energizing. But this felt different. This secret was forced on me by external circumstances, and it was draining. I didn't want to let the cat out of the bag carelessly, but the silence was becoming unbearable. I tried to find more information carefully. It was hard. Information was controlled. Access was limited. It seemed the system was designed to keep these things hidden. Finding the truth felt like navigating a maze full of dead ends and confusing paths. Was this intentional? Was the complexity a way to hide unethical practices? It made me question the very structure of these global operations. The company talked a lot about values, about ethical considerations. But these emails suggested a different reality, one driven by profit margins, where the environmental impact and the lives of people in faraway places were just numbers on a spreadsheet. The contrast was stark. It wasn't just about waste. It raised questions about labor, about who really paid the price for cheap clothing. I started noticing small things. The way managers avoided certain questions. The lack of real detail in sustainability reports. It was like seeing the world through a new lens, one that revealed the cracks in the facade. This knowledge was a burden, a secret that isolated me. Could I continue working there knowing what I knew? Could I be part of this deception, even passively? The theme of judgment kept coming back to me. How would others judge the company if this came out? How would they judge me if I stayed silent? Or if I spoke up? In many stories we use to learn English, characters are judged for their choices, for going against the norm. Standing up for what's right often comes at a personal cost. I haven't decided what to do yet. The path isn't clear. It's a complex situation with no easy answers, much like the stories we learn from. These real-life dirty secrets are often tangled, involving systems, livelihoods, and difficult ethical choices. Uncovering one secret often just reveals how much more remains hidden, how deep the problems run. Like the full scale of clothing waste or the true conditions in distant factories. These are the kinds of challenging stories that help us grow, not just in our language skills, but in our understanding of the world and its complexities. They push us to think, to question, and to consider our own choices and their impact. What do you think? What would you do in this situation? These stories, these secrets, they don't always have neat endings. Many questions remain unresolved. What other hidden truths lie beneath the surface of our daily lives? What responsibility do we have once we know? If you found this story thought-provoking and helpful for your English learning journey, please give it a like, share it with friends, and subscribe for more stories that make you think. Keep learning, keep questioning.